You haven't thought of this week, Adil?
Fuck no, I haven't.
What do you mean you haven't thought of it?
I would be upset if he did think about us.
I appreciate you, sir.
Why?
appreciate you.
I think about y'all constantly.
No, you don't.
That's a you problem.
No, I do.
No, you don't.
It's
No,
like
you don't.
every day I wake up and I say, how are my boys doing?
You look outside your window.
There's a gaze.
Gaze into the abyss.
I ponder.
With a
No,
cup of
Adil,
tea.
you gaze into the void and you scream into the abyss. Those are two different,
This asshole sitting like this in front of the window. I wonder what
That's
boys
the
are
other
doing.
way around.
What's
What?
that, Matt? Text.
That's the other way around.
You don't scream into the abyss. You can't scream into the abyss.
No, you stare into the abyss.
Exactly.
Yes.
And
You
you
can do-
scream into the void.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, what's wrong?
You said it the other way
You
around.
know, he said it the other way around.
No, I said you staring into the abyss.
Did he say that?
Yeah, he did.
I don't know what
Okay.
I said anymore.
But nonetheless, guys, I do.
You love your boys.
I do
The-
ponder y'all on a daily basis.
So from where we get from all this that you love boys.
You're my boys. Which
Oh,
are
okay.
you?
Oh, he has more than one.
Well, obviously, there's 3 of y'all. Lucky me.
You know what? Can I hear?
You know,
Making my
No.
way downtown. And I miss you.
I mean, I feel.
I'm not gonna go on. Sorry, no,
I feel like y'all should be appreciative of this fact. You know,
Look, there's some people
They-
that we would love for them to miss us. You, however, was never on that list.
bro. How many friends like me do you have?
None.
Yes,
None.
exactly,
yes,
Proudly
yes,
so.
exactly.
Exactly.
You know why? Because we saw this like, yo, never again.
No, bro.
And we keep you around
Because
as a checks and balances.
Because I'm one of a kind. Because I'm a unique snowflake. You know.
You are the ones we got fooled.
مش حتكرر يعني.
There's only one impediment.
هو هرب واحد هرب جيزة. But part of that يعني is this comes with the package, guys. You have to deal with them. Sorry, يعني.
See, we don't think of you, but we're forced to work around you.
Work around me.
Exactly. Like we were supposed to record yesterday, but since you had, I don't know,
Cultural activities going on.
Yeah.
This is what's going on.
right? We had to push another day.
I was exploring culture because I am a cultured man, as you are very well aware.
All right, okay, you guys want to start with MDLBeast?
Let's go.
And then we go to all the things. Or you want to leave it till later on and we do all the random
Yeah,
things
let's
and
leave
we
it till
get
later
to.
on. Yeah, let's
Because I still have the FIFA World Cup I want to talk about.
Okay.
I have a couple of
Yeah.
things I want to talk about also. We can talk about Willow.
Willow?
lightly.
Oh, yes.
We'll get to that one.
That is scary.
Okay, I don't know if we're going to put this in or not, but I saw this tweet and I really loved it and I want to tweet it to you guys.
Okay.
I really love this tweet.
Wallah, from the smile.
You have no idea how much I love this tweet.
Okay.
The show and tell segment.
This dude wrote his like, I forced the Arab guys in my class to join a school basketball team.
I saw this one.
Stop.
Okay.
All right. It's like I forced these Arab guys to join I forced these Arab guys in my class to join a school basketball team with me, and they named our team Assalamu Alaikum.
Stupid. That is the stupidest joke.
No, that is clever, bro.
That's very
That
clever.
is clever, bro.
Assalamu Alaikum.
That is,
That is really good.
Okay, you know what that's called? That's called good branding tricks.
That is awesome, bro.
I want to make their logo. Can I make their logo?
Any puntaculous.
Yo.
Yeah.
I love this. Anyway,
Thank you, internet, for sharing. Once
I
again.
love the internet. Hey, shout out to Tens and Tens. This is actually let me
Shout out to the
do this
internet.
again.
let me do this back.
Do this again.
Hey, welcome, Pastor Caps. It's your boy. I what's happening? What's popping? Episode 280. I got the homie Turks right behind me.
Yo.
I got Shams right next to me.
Yo.
Number one's big head is in the building.
As always.
And shout out to our tens and tens of this, shout out to tens of viewers. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. Subscribe, like, kick ass, do whatever the fuck you want. Let's get into this. All right. There's actually something really, really important I want to talk to you about. Because since Trump won the election, everybody's been talking about the effect of podcasts. They were like, oh, since Donald Trump went on, what's his name?
Theoan.
Joe Rogan. And
True.
that kind of boosted his likability and so on. And everybody's talking about, like, in the States, about the effect of podcasting and what it did in this last election, right?
Okay.
And then this is something that was like, happening, people are talking about, but it wasn't like major news. And then the BBC yesterday, or I think the day before, I can't remember. My weekends are messed up.
Trusted and reputed news source.
Anyway. Of course.
Yes.
Yeah. This
They
is the
were
British
talking
Broadcasting Company, not the other BBC.
You know what? Can you explain?
No. It's just, there's something I heard of. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Clarification tricks. This is how going out.
They posted on Instagram. Do you guys remember what's the name of the British podcast? It's very famous. Diary of a CEO.
Yeah, I remember that.
Remember him? He always comes here. They bring him around and stuff like that.
Okay.
So this dude has, it's a guest-based podcast.
Interview based.
Yeah, interview-based and very personal. And he brings these experts. It's like the British Joe Rogan.
Okay.
All right?
They brings in CEOs.
More than that. Experts in their own fields. So anyway, this came out. Let me play this for you.
Cause everything from osteoporosis to autism.
The COVID vaccine introduction has had a catastrophic overall net
These are random
negative effect on the population.
This might not be the kind of content you expect from a business podcast, but over the last 18 months on Stephen Bartlett's Diary of a CEO, there's been a noticeable shift towards health. Nearly half the episodes over the last 6 months have had health-related guests. Looking at 15 episodes with health experts, there was an average of 14 claims per episode that, if followed, could lead to patient harm and sow distrust in medicine. These claims were made with little challenge from Bartlett, and some of the episodes of the podcast get millions of views on YouTube alone.
It's a very health-related clickbait content with scary titles, with this thing is toxic, this thing is going to kill you. And we know that does really well online with the algorithm, amplifying that. We also know that he has financial stakes in health and wellness companies. And once you have financial interest, you have further interest in focusing on health and nutrition.
A spokesperson for Flight Studio, Stephen Bartlett's production company, said, "The Diary of a CEO is an open-minded, long-form conversation with individuals identified for their distinguished and eminent career and/or consequential life experience." They said each guest is thoroughly researched, offered freedom of expression, and they hear a range of voices, not just those Stephen and the Diary of a CEO team necessarily agree with. Dr. Asim Malhotra said he...
There was so much to unpack in what she just said in that last phrase.
Yes.
The fact that she just said it's an open-minded, that's code for, we don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
Exactly.
That's literally what's code for.
Welcome to Past Cups, ladies and
I
gentlemen.
mean, this is what we are, an open-minded podcast.
See, we say we talk a lot of bullshit
And we know.
with no facts,
and
right?
we keep saying it repeatedly.
We've
so-
never said, yo, it's just an open-minded podcast. No, it's not open-minded. It's just
No,
a bunch of idiots.
But that's kind of like, the
with
whole,
all due respect to idiots outside.
the whole two-edged sword kind of play of podcasts. It's accessible, yes, it's real, yes, it's authentic, but this is not the news. This is not fact checked. This is not backed up by evidence at all. This is people coming and giving their opinions.
Yeah, but at the same time, over the last, 7-8 years, maybe even 10 by now, people got used to anyone that comes on a podcast that's an expert. It means we need to trust what he says.
True.
Correct.
So that's so that's the first problem. That people are just, there's a reliance and trust on the podcast host to be, let's say, the effective filter for bullshit.
And you've been credible for such a long time that we trust you and the people you bring. For example, with all due respect, no hate, Thamania, right? Thamania, whenever they have a guest on, we listen.
True.
We rarely argue on whatever is said to us. We listen because Thamania has a track record of bringing people who are experts in their field, and whatever they're telling us, it's a direct message. They have a message that they want people to hear, and they're very clear on the message.
So I think that in that case, it depends on the editorial, let's say, direction or context or background of the platform itself. And someone like Joe Rogan, for example, is very open about telling you, hey, I will give you people that think in ways that you don't agree with. But you know what? It's a conversation and you might actually get something out of it. And you know what? That's one of the main reasons why he's so big, because he offers you that range and that diversity.
Didn't he have a guy on his podcast like a few months ago who said, yo, dragons were totally real?
He had like a lizard guy once, right?
Yeah, it was about that. It was the lizards.
Yeah.
They
So
were saying, it didn't say that dragons are real. They're saying that
lizard people are real.
what people think as dragons today, it was just huge lizards back in the day that just died.
That's called dinosaurs.
I think he was talking about not even lizards. I think it was alligators or something. I forgot what it was, to be honest.
Nonetheless, like, it's the whole idea here comes back to the point of, hey, you, the host, I trust you as a host. I like you first. I don't even trust you. I like you. I like your show. I like your content. So I will believe in whatever you put in front of me.
Sounds a lot like the history of TV.
I mean, then again, TV always had agendas, right? TV was never.
Didn't at the beginning. I think people trusted it until it had an agenda.
No, but even for a long time, like the way that TV was manufactured and produced,
Yeah, actually,
is
agendas,
very
definitely,
insidious in
yeah.
a sense, but at the same time, it became a normal part of the production.
But
Podcasts came in to change that equilibrium and offer people an alternative facts outlet, I guess, if you want to call it that.
But you need to understand, television is heavily regulated.
Exactly.
It is heavily regulated. You can't put anything you want on TV.
It's accountable.
Yes. If you
Supposedly.
You remember, like, suddenly during the 80s and early 90s, cartoons would just have this segment of education. Just, hey, G.I. Joe says whatever.
1 plus 1 equals 2 rockets.
Take your medicine, whatever. That was like
Public service announcements.
from the government. Like, you want entertainment for children? Put education. And then you will have the children happy.
But you don't have that regulation, and you can't enforce that regulation on the internet.
Exactly. That's kind of the point here.
That's one. And two, I think in even the subjects that we're talking about, the whole health subjects, there was a lack of trust in the public health system in the West.
No, that's called America.
In the West generally, not just in America.
No,
After
America.
COVID.
That's literally America.
Fair.
And specifically Florida, if you've heard of it.
Yeah, so I'm not surprised to see like all these health experts come out and try to offer alternative, outtakes or views on the.
It's not about that. It's about you're having guests and they're saying something and people are taking those words. I mean, especially when it comes to health, like you need to go see someone who's an expert in that field. And even when he tells you what you should be doing, you should seek someone else also in order for you to be sure, are we aligned and are they testing the same thing and did they come close to the same solution?
It's called getting a second opinion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is what you're supposed to do with experts, even when you go for your healthcare. When someone comes and says, no, take a lot of salt, maybe some people can take a lot of salt and they start taking it thinking, yo, this guy is right. And it has negative effects on them.
But Saltman is so successful at it.
I know.
Saltman has sold a lot of books.
But this is what I find interesting is because I feel like this is what they're trying to get to. They're trying to get to a point to say, okay, how can we police all of this? Right? No, police is
Who's
the wrong
we,
term.
first of all?
I think every single country with their own governments.
Okay.
Like here, if we say something that is non-factual and we speak like it's truth, we can be held accountable easy.
Yeah.
Either by the party that we talked about or by the government for us giving out like false information to the public, right?
Because we have also a desire to reduce harm or to,
Exactly. So like they come from that angle, like, okay, what you said is wrong. And the reason is 1, 2, 3, 4,
it's
5.
causing what will cause harm.
And
so
they
we-
will ask you to go and explain people. Like, oh, what I said is right, but also you take into consideration 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Context.
Explain exactly. There's a podcast here, and it's a local podcast called The Midget Spot. Shout out to The Midget Spot. She had someone on. This was November 28th.
Okay.
And when I saw this CEO of Diary, it reminded me of this. I'm gonna play this clip for y'all, and I want y'all opinion on this.
Okay.
All right. Where is it? Right here. My bad. Hopefully I get volumes today.
Is a family and social structure here that has.
Let me go back to the beginning.
I want to caution Saudi Arabia. There is a family and social structure here that has, since the inception of the modern Saudi state, been extremely strong, and that has prevented people from falling into poverty and prevented societies from falling into decay and disarray. That structure is, by the very fact that all of these changes are being instituted and a sort of hyper-capitalistic model is taking root in Saudi Arabia, that structure is now being threatened by imminent collapse. And that is not something that I would like to see. I feel that we have seen enough examples of that in the industrialized world, where the emphasis is on individual well-being and not social and communal care. And I feel like that is a cautionary tale. I also feel that Saudi Arabia is in a very good position to ward off that kind of destruction, really, and that there are ways to go about it, and that those conversations need to be happening up and down the policy ladder, and that citizens should be participating in this conversation.
Sounds like a very alarmist take.
Yes.
It's a very alarmist take.
It's a huge alarmist take that has
I disagree.
zero basis to it. Just you're saying, I feel because I see how you're moving that I think that you guys are going that direction.
And even the word imminent collapse is way too extreme.
That seems like a very much vibes-based conversation.
It's literally vibes based. Oh, I think you guys are becoming more like the West. No, we never separated from our social, right? When it comes to healthcare, when it comes to everything that's been provided for a long, long time, that has not changed.
Exactly.
Right? And the hyper-capitalistic, I don't know where you're going with this.
Yeah.
So when I saw this, I was like, yo, who is this person living in their fields? I don't care. She must be an expert in something. Yeah, wow, incredible. I don't care. The take was wrong. You telling me that there's an imminent danger that's coming that you, Mr. Expert Man,
Believe
or
in.
expert woman, believe that's happening, that our whole government is not watching.
And then having that, alarmist message being spread around as well.
With all due respect, this is something.
When he says with all due respect, he means zero respect. I just want to give you
A little bit of respect.
that's,
Tiny bit of respect. A pinch.
that was editorializing from Adil. With all due respect, like when it comes to quote unquote hyper capitalization, this has been said since the introduction of the first fast food restaurants in Saudi is abandoning its Islamic/Arab values in the name for the sake of commercialization or whatever that means.
In terms of the community aspect of looking out for each other and all that.
Yeah, like they've been saying it. دخل الكهرباء بيخرب عليهم. دخل الانترنت بيخرب عليهم. I mean, at what point is this just a reflexive backlash to any type of progress or modernization?
Damn, that's a good take. Number one.
That's a real take.
That's a real
good
take. That's
That
what
is a good
happened.
take.
Because that's what's been happening to us for the last, I don't know, gazillion years.
Yeah, remember-
Every time we do something, we get told that what we did is going to take us somewhere wrong.
Yeah, or going to cause harm or strife or disharmony or whatever.
I
it
mean,
is.
you remember like الكاميرا بجوالات بتخرب المجتمع.
The Bluetooth, bro. I still love that book. A Bluetooth with the knot.
What? That's an actual word.
Remember this?
Bluetooth يودي جهنم أو حاجة. It was something like that, very aggressive.
الطريق جهنم.
Anyway, it was very aggressive.
That was a genre of literature called حدثني أحد الأخوة literature.
I mean, it sounds quite successful for
Yeah,
that
you
time.
see, you go to a bookstore, it's like crime, self-help. حدثني أحد الأخوة. It's like they're just together.
See, when I see something like this, I understand why there's an uproar about the Diary of a CEO, about what he's doing.
Well, that's
Because some people are talking based on their circle. We have people here that have a way they look into the country, even locals. They look at our country based on the 6 people that's around them or the 10 people that they know that work in different areas. But none of them are experts. They're all just employees, right? But if you really want to give me your input on how the country is functioning, you need to go all over the country, visit every single region, and not only the main cities, go to the villages, right? Talk to the people there, see how they're living. Did their life change with all these things that are opening? Are they getting less what they had before? Then come up with an answer. But just telling me I feel, I don't accept that. And so, like, when I see something like this, no, I want someone to stop that person. I understand that this is your opinion. Totally understand it. You have the right to your opinion. But when you come in talking about something that's way bigger than you that you can't understand, step away. Like, keep it where it is. Say, I think, say anything else. But do not give me this warning that, hey, you guys are going in a wrong path. As if we don't know how to shift and make moves when we need to make moves.
Well, yeah, like again, it's an opinion at the end of the day, but how do you really regulate that kind of thing? At the end of the day, it goes back to the platform host I think at the start of it, being able to vet the right kind of guests, being able to vet the right kind of subjects, and knowing where to talk about things to add value rather than cause confusion. I think that's the simplest or most direct way to kind of resolve that or kind of find a solution for it.
I understand that part, that you need to do your due diligence.
Exactly.
I understand all of that. But at the same time, I don't expect podcast hosts to actually know every single detail.
Yeah, true.
I mean,
That's not what they're there for.
Yes.
at some point, Yani, if you're taking medical advice from a podcast, that's kind of on you.
Dude, but that's what happens
No,
a lot here.
That's exactly
like
what
you
happens.
listen to an education podcast because this is a teacher talking about teaching. This is a doctor talking about medicine or whatever.
You know who I go to for medical advice?
A doctor.
No.
My doctor.
No, you don't. You Google that shit.
Okay.
No,
You
Your
Google that
doctor who
shit
knows
first.
your medical history and has been treating you for multiple years now.
Yes.
Ah, nice.
But to be honest, my approach to medical health is like, walk it off.
no, but the thing is,
As is most men's. But you got to keep in mind,
Men's. Notice he said men's.
no, but
men's approach,
Yes.
my guy. Okay. Anyway, the healthcare content on YouTube is fucking blowing up everywhere.
Always. On social media overall.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And it's a
that
post-COVID
guy,
thing.
The what's it called? The
Dr. Man.
Diary of a CEO. That's a whole other case. That's a guy who owns shares in medical companies. That's a completely different case.
So and that makes it even worse. And this is a guy who has a hidden agenda. This is a guy that's trying to sell something. He's trying to sell you, and that's the bias.
That guy comes and does talks here in Saudi all the time.
I mean, so do many people.
No, but if anything, that shows you the bias of media. That even that you change from old media to new media, there's always going to be agendas that people are trying to. Not always, but most of the time you will
There's
find.
always going to be agendas.
I'm trying to be nice. Here.
Be honest. Like, for example, when I watch YouTube, by the way, congrats on the second goal.
ما بحط شيء في نية أحد.
I know, but at the same time, when I watch YouTube, right, and sometimes, like, YouTube is my TV. I find some of the weirdest things in the world.
Up to date modern man here.
Anyway, so when I'm watching, right, if someone's coming and say, hey, we're going to discuss how the world is ending, but before we start, this episode is sponsored by Better Health.
No, it's sponsored by World Ending VPN ad.
Whenever I get those, right, I'm like, okay, bro, like, you're not really trying to give me some content. You're trying to sell me something, right? You're trying to get eyeballs in order for you to make money off of me. So I already have an understanding of YouTube where this is bullshit, this is real, this is authentic, and so on.
Every time you see a video with an ad, like, I'm not going to take this shit seriously.
Yeah, this is why I don't do sponsorship on the podcast.
Because we are to be taken seriously.
No,
no, don't take this shit seriously.
I don't want anyone to just direct our conversation in any way, shape, or form.
Definitely, we know that. But I'm just saying, in your view, generally, anytime someone has a sponsor, you know that there's a hidden message somewhere there.
For TV, we got used to, you know what, we're going to give you our commercials. We don't care what these commercials are, but it's going to be spoken by them, not by us. So you say we cut to commercials. And then you go back to the news, right? So when you cut to commercials, you already don't care.
You already switched off.
But on social media, right, on YouTube, it's valuable for you to get those numbers. And for some sponsors, they will want you to create content that fits with their product.
Gatorade is great. Look at me drinking Gatorade.
Right? Today we're going to talk about how you run 10 miles. I'm going to tell you how I can run.
Gatorade.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that kind of thing. So I'm always like cautious whenever I get information online, no matter where it is.
I'm trying to create the most clickbaity content ever just to get the numbers up.
Thank you for saying that. So Hina, very good pointer. So Hina, when he was talking,
he made that point earlier. But yeah, go ahead.
The word clickbait. When he was talking, two things came to mind: the human element of him having shares in the company and trying to sell that agenda, and then the other part of it where the algorithm is naturally looking for the content that's going to get the most views, which is usually the most alarmist content.
True.
So it's a convergence of these two forces that is it's a very twisted and unhealthy dynamic.
Congratulations, Shamsi. You just discovered the concepts of
doom scrolling.
No. Let me finish. Let me finish my dunk on you, please.
Okay.
There you go.
Yes, thank you. You just discovered the concept of conflict of interest and insider trading.
No, but this specifically,
Nancy Pelosi.
These two elements specifically have been coming into play more and more in the recent years because A, technology, B, people are just greedy, right?
It's been around here for like 10 years.
Yeah, 10 years. Thank you. I had to go like 10 years. So, and now it's getting out of control. This is the point. How can you control that?
I mean, there's a reason.
Because you can't fix the algorithm.
Yes, there's a reason why Alex Jones says they're putting things in the water to make the frogs gay, and suddenly he has a link to his website that has supplements.
Did you actually see that?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
They make the frogs gay.
Alex Jones is fucking crazy.
It's
Icon
of the internet.
The GOAT.
Truthiness.
Yes.
Yeah. So you can't resolve that because the algorithm will always want to profit off of it.
Yes,
you can't.
let the algorithm profit off of it. But if you're recording something in my country, I should hold you accountable.
Yeah.
If you're going to say things that cross the line, I need to make you accountable. In the same way that if we say something stupid, we get a phone call.
It's good.
It's the same vibe.
Well, that's the thing. It's good that you're able to do that in these countries, like for us, for example, or in different places in the world. But when you go to the States, you will not have that option.
I know.
You will be protected
and this is
by
the
the
problem
law.
that we have. You have this young generation that lives by the internet. And they look at what is happening over there as if it's all gospel and truth. And they take that information and they believe in it. And then when you come try to argue with them on this information, everything they're telling you is what YouTube told them to say. It's not their opinion. It's not because they research what they're talking about. There's a difference here. Holding people accountable is something that I think every government should do. This goes back to our conversation about what's the name?
Responsibility.
Getting onto social media with your ID. This way you get rid of the bots, you get rid of people saying stupid shit.
Yeah.
If someone's saying something, you can identify them. And speaking of that, we're going to move on a little bit forward, but back a little bit.
Yeah.
Australia is trying to pass a new law.
Yo,
Where?
that segue. That's fucking segue. Go on.
Well done, Australia.
Thank you.
Finally, they have a new one.
Governance.
First, they start pushing for digital IDs. Welcome to the 21st century.
Okay.
Nice.
And then they're trying to push for, hey, if you're under 16, you cannot be using social media.
You cannot be
Good luck.
using
Interesting.
social media.
Now,
at
how are we
all.
going to do that?
How's
Digital
that?
IDs.
Huh?
Digital IDs.
No. You're close.
Okay.
Facial recognition.
Okay.
So, because- yes.
Sure. Okay.
I'll give you an example.
Let him-
I'll give you a real life example. You want to get into Ipswich. How do you get in?
You use your government ID. It sends a message to your phone. There's two-step
Two-factor,
verification. Yeah.
Nice. If you want to enter any other government website,
Nafad.
Nafad, which is
what does Nafad do?
Nafad is an application that
It's an
basically
authenticator.
it's an authenticator. It's tied to your
Exactly.
ID. It signs your number.
So I want to go into Instagram. I go to log in, goes to Nafad,
Yeah.
checks my face, put 78, and then I
Yeah.
get in and knows that ad is in
Shuf.
and knows this is Ad's account.
Shuf. Once upon a time, not once upon a time, a lot of people will still think or feel or say that this is dystopian. Okay, or part of dystopian,
No,
realm
it's dystopian without it.
yeah, and but again,
Exactly. It's dystopian without it.
Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking. Looking at where we are today, looking at how the internet and social media has progressed and spawned all of these like weird ass stuff.
We need to lock it down.
For
We need to lock it
real
down.
though, right? Because when you walk in the street, you're in the public space and you have your own rights as a citizen in the public space. Nowadays, we cannot ignore the internet as a digital space that we all live in, right? And it's still a wild west in some ways when it comes to the fact that you can do what the fuck you want, and there's no unified rule system for the world. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you 100%.
Yeah.
Listen, if I go into Twitter, x.com, formerly known as Twitter, and I see a tweet pop up on my timeline and it goes, أنا من السعودية وأقول, and أقول is written with a K. أقول.
Cool.
Yeah,
Yes.
we need ideas, my guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing with me. Anytime, look, if you have a weird username and a weird picture and you're very vague, if you can be telling me, yo, listen, the world's going to end tomorrow and you can be 100% right, I'm not listening to you for a split second.
But I'm an egg god.
User 196999. No, sir. You're not
Yeah.
you're not
Okay,
real.
this
You were never real to begin with.
But I'm an egg, nonetheless.
I don't think eggs exist.
Yeah, they stopped the eggs.
They
Twitter
stopped
no
the
longer
eggs.
exists.
Damn it.
Yeah.
No, but see,
مرة قديم أنت.
yeah, no. But again, that idea of digital
You
citizenship.
need to upgrade from Netscape, by the way. You know?
Navigator.
I mean,
This idea of digital citizenship, I think, is something that needs to be studied more importantly because, yes, we are, even with the disinformation, even with like all the shit, like, I don't disagree with the notion that young kids shouldn't be using social media. Like, I don't disagree with that notion.
You know why it's
There's
not
a
going to
certain
happen?
age, there's a certain age, like if you're younger than, I don't know, 13, 14, you know?
yeah. You should not be on social
Your
media.
social media is something that will lead to, has the potential to massive mental damage.
What are you looking for at 13, 14? Oh, actually, no.
Yeah,
Yes, you
yeah,
are.
yeah,
Oh, never mind.
definitely.
Never mind.
We've been 13, Adil.
Yeah,
Pictures
I
of
just
monster,
remembered.
pictures of monster trucks.
Yes, exactly. That's what
and
for.
dogs wearing
Massive
hats.
monster trucks.
Exactly.
Big massive trucks.
Going all through those hills, Adil.
Yes, big hills.
Jumping all the way.
Mountain tops.
big natural mountain trucks.
I don't know what,
Yes.
I don't know what y'all are searching. That's what I was searching for, honestly.
تضريس الأرض.
Exactly. No, it's like technology at its best,
Yes.
you know?
No, keep the internet for 13-year-olds.
But again,
Take a monster truck.
You need their monster trucks.
so
Anyway, you were saying, sir?
yeah, you know why it's not going to happen? Because there is this country called the United States of America, and they don't have universal ID at all.
No, because there's something called
I
capitalism.
think they just started it, by the way.
and they need to sell you stuff.
No, they don't have it.
The digital ID, I think they started in some states, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, like I said, some states, not
Yeah.
not the goddamn
No,
country.
no. The country, hell no.
I mean, you don't have an ID. The closest thing you have is a social security number.
Look, if Australia does it, other countries will follow. And the way the direction of the world's been going since after COVID was, again, no more globalization. Everybody's going to do their own thing. I mean, you just saw France come out and say, hey, we're not going to follow the states and what they want to do. We need to look out for ourselves. So if Europe is going to start doing that, and Europe has been crumbling like hell, everybody else is going to start doing that. Then, hey, you want to be in my country? These are my laws. These are my rules. You don't want to be here? Peace.
There's like a good 9 states that have digital ID apps.
There you go.
Arizona,
9 out of
California.
50.
I know out of 50.
Not Arizona,
Isn't it
California,
51?
Colorado, Georgia, Hawaii, Iowa, Louisiana.
That's Canada or Mexico when they add them.
So you got to wait for all the states to
but شوف, يعني-
implement that.
شوف,
You know, one state is just gonna
And each
Texas.
state, each state has its own version. Yeah,
we brand our IDs on cows, man.
شوف, the internet has always had this utopian bent of and again, it's since it was created by nerds and geeks, or popularized, let's say, by nerds and geeks, there's always this idealist streak that said, hey, we can be better, right? And it was built on that structure.
Nerds and geeks aren't idealists.
No, they're utopian.
They're
utopian.
cynical and they hate humanity.
The use of technology.
Have you met a nerd and a geek?
No, the use of
Are
technology.
they pleasant people, Shamsi?
Again, the use of technology to make things better. Refrigerators, cars, whatever. But it ran head first into reality where people are like, yo, I'm going to take advantage of this shit. So I think a balance should be found and struck. And I don't think it's a bad idea what Australia's trying to do, honestly. Will other countries follow? I don't know.
But interesting.
As a big, first world nation, if I do it, we'll see if other nations.
America's backpack.
But yeah, rump, America's rump. Can we say it's rump?
You don't need to go back there.
Yeah. To the rump?
No, backpack.
Okay, back. Okay.
Well, anyway, we'll see how that goes. But I'm all go for digital IDs.
I think it will help in a
Oh,
lot of
no,
ways.
it will 100%
In
help.
a lot of ways. But I think
Have you seen our comments
Yeah, I think there's also going to be
on
a lot.
Instagram?
Yeah, I've seen the comments,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. Some people need to be checked down.
I think there's going to be a lot of pushback from Western countries because of the whole free speech factor. Like, yo, we need to protect people's right to say whatever the fuck they want.
Okay,
to do,
say whatever the fuck you want.
Say what you
Just
want.
Say it in my
Just-
face.
Exactly. Say it with your ID, son.
Yeah.
Say it with your chest.
Yeah, say it with your chest. Just like you would
Exactly.
say it on the street.
Exactly. Say it with your chest.
Yeah.
Don't go hide behind an avatar and some shit and start.
Any fanic.
E.
Any fanic had.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
Indonesia says Apple to offer $1 billion to lift iPhone ban.
What?
Whoa, wait.
What?
So many words.
Indonesia has an iPhone ban?
Yes, sir.
Since when?
I think for the 16 Pro.
The new
Why?
one.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
It
because
has to do with investments.
okay. Oh, so
You're being very vague.
Indonesia said that it has received an improved investment offer worth $1 billion from Apple.
okay.
And the tech giant's latest bid to lift a ban on the sales of iPhone 16 devices in Southeast Asia's largest economy. What I recall, I don't know if it's in this article or not, I'll try to finish this in a bit, but what I recall is that Indonesia was like, hey, since you do not manufacture anything here, you cannot sell your iPhone. Because they do manufacture.
It sounds very petty, bro.
That's some mean girls shit.
إذا بنت بصير حارس اطلع من الحوش.
Since you're not making it here.
Exactly.
Nah.
Indonesia prohibited the sale of Apple's flagship iPhone 16 devices, saying it has failed to comply with domestic content requirements for smartphone and tablets.
That's interesting.
The
I didn't know.
Apple, the California-based company, has pledged in 2023 to invest 1.7, or how I say, the 1.7 trillion. But let me go back. This is rupiah, $107 million for developer academies across Indonesia. Yet it had fallen short by some $10 million. Okay. Rosanelli doubled down on earlier government demand that Apple should offer Indonesia a better deal than Vietnam, where it's funneled about $15 billion for manufacturing facilities. Their investment must be bigger. Industry minister whose office had imposed the iPhone 16 ban said last month that it has top priority was to get Apple to open a local plant similar to other phone makers like Samsung and Xiaomi.
العب معنا. ليش ما
Exactly.
تلعب معنا؟
I have 200 million people. You want to sell your product here, open up factories where these people get jobs.
شوف.
But you, capitalist, coming here,
Man.
try to take money off of us without giving anything back, we're not going to allow it to happen.
شوف, it's a legitimate argument for a state to make.
100%.
Okay, but
We just saw Tim Cook running around Saudi.
yeah, it's definitely a legitimate argument for a state to make. It does feel kind of petty, but I do understand because hey, you are looking out for your economy and you are trying to improve.
Yeah, what's petty about that?
Yeah, I
get that, but
There's no pettiness here.
it's like when you look at it from a logical point of view, it actually does check out. Like, hey, why the hell are you guys spending 15 billion there and you're not spending anything here? You don't like us, you know?
Well, everyone's in Vietnam, to be honest. Adidas is in Vietnam. Nike is in Vietnam.
Which I'm guessing has to do with labor costs.
Of course.
Yeah, compared to Indonesia.
Everyone is in Vietnam. So, hey, you want to come manufacture? We have a big island that you can go anywhere.
Bro, I love that
and
flex.
build.
I love this flex.
Exactly.
This is a really
I have
nice
200
flex.
million
Yeah,
people.
you want flus?
Yes.
Yeah, I love flus.
Exactly. If you get 10%, come on, bro.
This feels like very much a fiqh of wafik situation. You know, like I'm not gonna let it go.
Shout out to Indonesia. We love y'all.
Thank you for
Keep it popping.
Thank you for exercising your sovereign rights against capitalism.
Exactly.
You know,
Elbow them.
We will always support, companies against companies, not countries against companies.
Exactly.
Countries against companies.
Let's go.
Yes.
Go Indonesia. Astaghfirullah.
Sovereignty. No to capitalism.
I'm sorry, Serge.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Anyway, before we get to other things, Google announced Willow.
Yes. The next terrifying addition to the human race.
That's terrifying.
Explain more,
What the fuck is
Adil.
that?
Remember, you read the whole article? It's
don't-
quantum computing.
Wait. You think
Oh.
you think you know computers?
The chip?
I will tell
Yes.
you about computers now.
Are you familiar with the term qubit?
So what I understood was
Quibit will
it
accumulate.
wasn't different than what's been happening in terms of research into quantum.
Computing.
Yeah. So what I understood that what Google managed to do was to make
Reduce
it more
errors.
stable. Yes, reduce errors, make it more stable for it to be able to act and to do any complications whatsoever.
Can I give Trix a little bit of background here?
Please.
So quantum computing is this idea that in order for you to build better computers, you need to get into the quantum realm of things. And what does that mean? So regular computers work on a binary basis of 0 and 1. The whole thing is just zeros and ones.
Yeah.
Quantum computing says, hey, there's a certain value between 0 and 1 that I can tap into. Okay. And this value, if I tap into it, it will give me more power, more resources. But then once I figure out what that number is, it solidifies to either a 1 or a 0 or something in between. I don't know if I'm making sense, but
No.
it has to do with math and numbers and the range.
I'll give you a metaphor, Turks.
Please.
In quantum physics,
Yes. It's going really bad so far. It's worse.
in quantum physics, the reason it's so unpredictable and it's so mind fucky, literally, if you look and observe atoms in a quantum state, just by looking at them, you change them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
That's the
photons.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the uncertainty principle. That's
Yes.
one of the main
Yes.
problems with
So
it.
think about that on the pewter.
It's just gibberish.
Exactly. So what they
Supercomputers.
yes. So what they decided.
No, it's actually bigger than
Uh,
super.
Duper
Yeah.
computer.
It's a exactly. It's
Yes.
a duper computer. It's literally a duper computer.
They basically said, you know what? The reason we are minimizing errors, if we do multiple processes together at the same time, we stack it on top of each other, we're going to reduce the errors.
But go on.
They literally cracked an equation in 5 minutes that if we use modern computers, we're talking like 7 septillion years or something like that.
By the way, I hate that word now. I hate that I have to remember that word now with its 24 zeros.
Yeah, because a lot of zeros.
Yes, like that's a long thing.
Older than the universe.
No, but Hina, again, this is one experiment. So
What was the equation?
I don't know.
was 1+1.
What did we solve? What did we figure out? Did we figure out something new?
I
No,
think the equation
basically-
was
basically-
what came first, the chicken or the egg.
No,
Oh.
it wasn't. Basically, they just made it more stable. They
Yeah.
still didn't make it into a point where it's going to be very
Commercially
usable.
viable.
Exactly. They think it's going to be 10 years from now. We think it's going to be less, or maybe around 5. Right?
But there is a problem with quantum computing, which is basically the better you make it, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, the less reliable the results get.
That's what they
That's-
fixed.
Well, that's what they fixed.
That's what they just fixed?
Yes.
Okay.
They made it more stable, more
Yeah,
reliable.
there we go.
And that was the problem with
That was the
quantum
problem
computing.
with quantum
Exactly.
computing, yeah.
So they said they solved it, but they're a little bit far away from making it, very, very stable for commercial use.
All you need to know, Turks, is that numbers are weird. And they figured
All you need
out,
to know that all encryption is dead
and,
after this goes
and
into
they
work.
figured out a way to do numbers, but better.
If a computer thing needs to be stabilized, it's not something.
To give you an idea, Turks, this thing can actually kill crypto. It can actually
crypto, the blockchain.
It can not
Yes.
just kill crypto,
So
it can kill
the
security.
one thing,
Yes,
It can kill
destroys-
security.
Yeah, it
the
can-
one thing that gave the blockchain the selling value is now gone.
yes.
That's literally it.
No, but come on.
So basically,
Yeah.
this thing can potentially fake transaction on the blockchain, create Bitcoin out of thin air.
So you're telling me now that the Bitcoin is obsolete.
No, not yet.
now.
Not now.
Not
In
yet.
5 years, the Bitcoin is obsolete.
In 5 years,
So technically now,
in
the
5 years-
Bitcoin is obsolete.
Exactly.
No, but
There
I-
is- the countdown begins.
But
Yeah, they're very frightened.
I also think the potential that can be offered by quantum computing is revolutionary to the point. It's like, I don't know. It's like we figured out what cars are. See how big the shift in human society was.
No, I think we figured out what cars are a while ago. We just
Yeah.
like the concept was there in the horse and carriage. Turks.
Yeah, no.
True.
The engine
It's
part.
not me, it's
Oh,
Shamsi.
sorry.
Experts
I'm used to-
believe that one day quantum computers could make today's systems of encryption obsolete. But Google tells The Verge in its new breakthrough Willow chip, it's nowhere near ready for that.
لا يا شيخ.
The Willow chip is not capable of breaking modern cryptography, Google quantum AI director and CEO said. A so-called, the lying, a so-called cryptanalytical relevant quantum computer,
What? So-called what?
Okay, say that again.
cryptanalytically relevant quantum computer,
Okay, damn, that's a mouthful.
CRQC for short.
Hello.
Could jeopardize civilian and military communications, undermine supervisory and control systems for critical infrastructures, and defeat security protocols for most internet-based financial transactions. This is what the White House warned in 2022. But this dude says, nah.
Nah, bruh. Not yet.
According to Google, while the company does claim it can solve a computing challenge in 5 minutes that would take the world's fastest supercomputer 10 billion years, Google has only produced 105 physical qubits worth of that computing power and suggests it would need millions to literally crack the codes. Estimates are we're at least 10 years out from breaking RSA, and that around 4 million physical qubits would be required to do this.
So we're
So what they're saying is we're not gonna break it today, but in 5 years, y'all, it's over.
they're basically at the stage of oil, manufacturer refinery where they have shovels and they're digging in the ground. يلا طلع طلع زيت.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
but don't you think
they
they're
know
gonna-
their زيت is there.
Yes.
بس لسه ترى بنطلع بشغلز.
Yes.
اسمه نفط يا غبي.
زيت.
بترول.
oil. بترول. oil.
زيت هذا بمطبخكم.
هذا البترول هذا بعد ما يتحلل يا كابتن. Okay.
So the,
Yeah,
que-
but-
يتحلل بنحلل.
the question here, if this is the shit they have publicly, what the fuck does DARPA have?
That is the question. That is the scary question.
Yeah.
I look. I told you a long time ago about these things, and you need to look into it for yourselves. I advise that everyone would just pay attention to what's going on. That's
You
it.
know? And what exactly are we supposed to look into, Adil?
Oh, now you want me to say it out loud?
You know?
No,
No,
sir.
you should
The-
notice things, Shamsi, more.
The quantums? Should we look into the quantums?
Look at the quantums. You know what you should be looking at, to be honest? The World Cup.
Yeah.
I am. Yeah. There's another one. Yeah, what's that
Segway
one?
queen.
Yes.
Well, congratulations to the nation. Congratulations to Saudi.
Congratulations to everybody in Saudi. Congrats to everybody in the region.
This
Yeah,
is
let's
honestly
Amazing.
a beautiful, beautiful piece of news.
I don't want to start with hate, but I will have to start with hate on this one.
Good.
Okay. Damn, we're just happy now, bro.
Shams, you're going to be 50 when the World Cup arrives.
I will be
the
happy.
FIFA World Cup 2034 will be Saudi Arabia.
No. Who did this?
There's a whole music video.
Okay, this starts off very bad.
Oh wait.
Welcome to another planet. The sky is our limit. We go all the way. We grow together. We play and we gather. Nothing else matters. Saudi leads the way. Welcome to another planet. The sky.
So
Yeah.
I feel like there's very good intention here.
It sounds like a World Cup song.
And exactly. That's exactly what I want to say.
Yeah,
Yes,
but what
there's
song was Samri? Yeah.
No,
Yeah, I
but-
know. It sounds like a Pepsi World Cup song.
Hey, but
Yes.
there's two things here. Usually World Cup songs come out when the World Cup happens.
Yes.
This is yeah.
We got really excited.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. And honestly,
premature.
honestly, why shouldn't we be excited, guys? Come on.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
we
Yeah,
should-
listen, you're gonna have a song
I-
now. We're gonna have another song.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
I
We should celebrate this.
seriously advise that, we have the song when this got announced. On the next World Cup, when it finishes, we make another song.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
the
yeah.
next World Cup, we make another song.
True,
And,
and-
then when the World Cup comes, a new official song.
Okay.
And we'll have a whole album.
Yeah, version 5.
اسمع, do you guys not remember the Rashid Majid World Cup album?
I remember,
Yeah.
I remember
Yes,
that shit.
you don't know what I'm talking about.
No.
In 1998, when المنتخب السعودي went to the World Cup, Rashid Majid dropped a World Cup.
Was it 98 or was it 94?
98.
98,
Okay, he dropped a World Cup specific album
Okay.
where it was all songs of him supporting the Muntakhab. Guess what? It was baller, bro. It was baller. That shit was fire. I still remember how good that shit was. So there's nothing wrong with the idea, with the concept, and I actually like how the word yalla was used repeatedly because yes, it's about educating, it's about using our terminology and teaching the world about it. The fact that it also had Arabic and English was a nice twist to it.
Were you educated by any other World Cup song?
I mean, I remember.
What do you
No,
mean?
no. Okay.
Name?
No, exactly. I know he will because I have a point here. Name a World Cup song that you remember this day. Think. I know there's one. You know it.
Hips
You
don't
know
lie.
it. It's not-
You're close. You're close. So far away. You're close. So far away.
You're close. You're close. Hips Don't Lie was there, but it wasn't the song. Hips Don't Lie was named Shakira, by the way.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, it was.
Yeah, shake.
No.
No, it was
Think of Walking.
Yeah.
Waka.
Waka waka. Yeah, see? Iconic. Waka waka is iconic.
Yes,
But what does it mean?
Be happy, I guess.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
I don't know.
It's not Hakuna Matata.
No, Hakuna Matata means take it easy.
it means hips don't lie in South African.
No, but okay, fair point. Fair point.
I don't know about you, but tuku tuku taka taka tu 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 was very educational for me. I learned a lot.
About language, about the world, about yourself.
I learned that lyrics can be just vibes.
Yeah, Allah. So anyway,
Fair point.
congratulations everybody.
So honestly, but nonetheless, I guys, this is a great moment. Honestly,
it's a crazy moment.
this is a great moment.
I
Like,
don't
cannot-
know if we're gonna be around here for or not, but this is just an amazing moment that we're gonna have here.
well, honestly, like I'm alhamdulillah that I now live in a place that actually really makes my dreams come true. Like,
Oh, you now recently?
no. Like,
Huh?
talk about the Saudi that we live in today is not leaving anything for any of us. You know, like you want entertainment, you want sports, you want culture, you want art, you want everything that you want that you're getting, right? And this is just another example of that.
I was having a conversation with one of the boys on the weekend, and he was like, "Yo, man, you guys are making a lot of announcements."
It's called making moves.
I was like, the thing about that we need to understand is that a lot of you see this and like, yo, they're trying to talk to us. You need to understand this is for us. We're attending. We don't care if you come, you guys are welcome. If you're not coming, it's all good. It's more space for us.
And if you're not coming, there's a good, 100+ million Arabs around us that are interested to come and actually experience this, right? Like, it's not just about selling to the West. It's about selling to the world. And the world is so much bigger than just the West.
You want to give me some numbers and some breakdowns?
Sure.
Did you see the? I don't know if you guys saw the World Cup bid book. You see it?
Glance
Through it. Yeah, I went through it detailed, and I want to go back to it again because this is what they told FIFA. This is what they showed them, which is ridiculous, by the way. 78-year life expectancy in Saudi.
Okay.
This was in 2023, up from 76.9 in 2015.
That's better than the States.
Way better.
Yeah.
I think the life expectancy in the States is like 8 months. Or when you get to middle school.
I think it's like 70 to 73, actually.
I think it's middle school.
Okay. Before the guns come into play.
Exactly. Before you take your dad's gun.
Funnily enough, actually, someone was doing a breakdown of this whole thing, and they literally showed that the biggest issue to life expectancy in the States is people with guns. So anyways, go on.
96% population centers
Okay.
covered in primary healthcare in 2023. 7 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, 109 million visitors in 2023. Nonprofit sector is 0.9%. Third global ranking in the 2022 World Bank Government Tech Maturity Index.
Third in the world.
834,000 number of volunteers in 2023, up from 23,000 in 2015. That's a 36x increase.
Yeah, and that shows you what? That just shows you, and literally the change that happened here was technology was used to kind of streamline the whole process.
Oh no, wait for this other number. 813,000 small and medium enterprises in Saudi Arabia in 2023, up from 389,000 in 2016.
Again, empowering.
That's 500,000.
Yeah, empowering people, basically encouraging people to go and create their own wealth.
So they did this poll to, so they can tell them who's going to be involved and what they're going to do and so on, right? Just by YouGov. Support for the bid, right? This is basically all entities in Saudi, how much percentage they will support the bid. 93% think Saudi Arabia would be suitable to host the FIFA World Cup. That's a lot of confidence. 92% think hosting would have a positive impact on the country. That's 100%. We love the World Cup.
True.
89% support the bid, with 79% offering strong support. This is also crazy and wild.
So everybody's basically jumping on board and saying,
Exactly.
yes, we see how good this could be for everyone.
84% believe that hosting would encourage more people to play football.
Definitely.
True.
We already play a lot of football, but you give me the World Cup, I want to be a champion.
Just look at look at how hosting the World Cup changed the US. They literally started the entire league because they hosted the World Cup. Like before that, soccer was almost dead in the US.
Okay, I'm gonna read this for you. All right,
Or football.
this is crazy on its own. So they have a chart here. It says major sport events recently held in Saudi Arabia. Okay, you guys need to understand.
No.
Wait. You need to understand. This was, I think, sent in 2023. This wasn't sent in 2024.
Yeah.
So this is minus 2024 events.
Okay.
Okay. There's football, motorsports, combat sports, golf, and esports. Which one do you want to start in?
That's what I was saying. There's so much going on in so many different realms.
I have them here, all five.
Italian Super Cup, Spanish Super
I
Cup.
didn't say read them for me. I
Yeah.
said
Okay.
which one you want
He's
to
got
start
the
with.
ball.
I have the reading
Go
here.
with football since we're talking about it.
Football. All right. FIFA Club World Cup.
In Jeddah last year.
Okay. FIFA Series 2024.
I don't know what that is.
The 2021 AFC Champions League group stage. The 2023 Total Energies CAF Super Cup. The Spanish Super Cup. The Italian Super Cup. The 2023 AFC Champions League final.
Yeah, this one's important actually.
Okay. All those were in football. Motorsports. Formula 1. The Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Dakar Rally. Desert X Prix. Daraya E Prix, which is the E Formula 1.
Yeah.
The 2018 Race of Champions.
Dakar.
Okay.
He said Dakar second.
Yeah, Dakar, okay, I didn't hear. Okay.
Wish.
That's the one that came to mind.
Combat sports. We have World Combat Games, WWE Greatest Royal Rumble, Ring of Fire, Fury versus who was the other dude?
Usyk.
No, I want Big Head to say it, but Big Head's busy.
Ngannou.
Tell her you'll get there in a minute.
Ngannou.
So
You have Ngannou, you have Tyson Fury.
PFL Championship, 2021 World Taekwondo Women's Open Championships.
That's a new one.
Okay. This is okay for golf. Live Golf Jeddah, PIF Saudi International Aramco Team Series, Aramco Saudi Ladies International. This is not even including this year's PIF Saudi tournament. For esports, FIFA E Finals, the 2023 Riyadh Esports Federation Cup, Saudi E League, Gamers Without Borders, Esports World Cup.
So we're already.
This doesn't include also the Olympics that was done this year.
So we're.
So there's things
yeah.
to add to this.
And that basically, if that tells you anything, it tells you that we are already in a stage, in a place where we are leading the world in some of these fields. Like when it comes to esports, when it comes to boxing, we are hosting some of the most prestigious and most important events in the world calendar. So why not football and why not the World Cup?
Go through it. It's 125 pages. It's beautiful. You can see who's going to own the
I
stadium.
actually really want to.
You can see who owned the stadiums also. The Ministry of Sports are going to own some stadiums. Qiddiya Project is going to own some stadiums. Jeddah is going to own some stadiums.
So again,
This is very interesting.
diversifying basically.
Exactly.
And right now, most of the stadiums are owned by Ministry of Sports.
And also, like, I think the biggest stadium is going to be King Salman Stadium.
Yes.
Yes.
Close to 90,000, I think.
This is in Riyadh.
Yes.
Yeah, it's gonna be huge.
And I think the rest of them are all going to be around like 43, 47,000
Beautiful.
capacity.
That's incredible. Like you're talking about a project that will literally galvanize the entire nation. That will, something that everybody wants to support and believe in and push towards. And
Not only that, the other great thing about this is because the world doesn't come here, so it doesn't know what's going on. All these projects, they fit within what we're trying to do. So this is like an add-on. This is not like, we're going to create something from scratch.
So basically, this means that by the time the World Cup run,
it all
rolls
clicks
over,
together.
Yeah, by the time the World Cup rolls over, you will basically be at a stage where you can invite the world to say, "Hey,
They already host Expo.
Qiddiya, Neom, all of these big projects, big investments
Yes. Green Riyadh Initiative,
that I've been doing for 10 plus years.
King Salman
please
Park,
come and enjoy.
metros,
Yeah.
all of that. You're going to have the whole infrastructure built.
So good timing.
It's
Obviously.
an amazing time. I can't wait for it.
True. Honestly, when you looked at the World Cup in the past 20 years, there has been a school of thought that says economically the impact the World Cup has had on some of these countries has been negative. And for example, when you look at Brazil, when you look at South Africa, you're talking about these countries that built these stadiums that ended up being unused. But when you look at Saudi compared to those countries, I think we're in a very different trajectory where it's...
Even Qatar.
Even Qatar,
Yeah.
we're in a different trajectory where no, this is actually something that will definitely enhance the economy because it will allow me to build more for myself and for the future.
And good that you mentioned Brazil and South Africa.
Those are
And also Russia.
the examples.
And everything else, because every time a World Cup is announced somewhere, the whites get angry. And so
they're in their feelings already.
they've been in their feelings about Russia, about Brazil, about South Africa, and even about Qatar. Now it's about Saudi. It's the same thing. They're always going to be in their feelings.
They're like, why do you go to these countries? They don't have the infrastructure. They can't afford it.
It's never about the infrastructure.
Yeah,
What are you
that's
talking
not-
about?
That's the argument.
It's just about pure hate.
Yeah, that's the argument
it's
they
pure racism. That's all it is. Stop going to these other countries, right? Come to us.
We can do it better.
Look, I'll give you an example, right? This is going to be, I don't know, it might not know some
We're
people,
civilized.
but this is, as a traveler of Europe, right? The more I look at Europe and I look at their economies and what's going on, you can see that's falling down.
True.
Right? And then when I look at what we're trying to do, it fits within, it's something totally different. It's not, I'm going to watch what the Romans did 20,000 years ago. It's about moving the needle forward and actually breaking through technologies and bringing new things, even when it has to affect with quality of life, has to affect with economies and so on. You're looking at something brand new, something that happened that no other country can pull off, because in order for you to pull it off, the amount of red tape that you have to go through
Thank you.
is crazy.
That's exactly the point I was going to get.
Here, the government is taking away all the red tape, saying, hey, we want better for our people, we want better for our nation, we want better for our region. And this is the plus that we have. Over there, it's a problem for you to do things. Here, we want to create new things. The future is here. The future is in Saudi. But when you say it to people, they don't get it because they don't see the vision.
And they're not aware that the unity of thought that we have that allows this progress to happen in such a rapid pace in comparison to all of the disconnected islands and fiefs trying to fight for control and freedom over there, right?
Exactly.
Over there, it's about everybody trying to, there is no unity in that sense. It's all about, different agendas and different interests and everybody trying to push their own thing. Here, no, there is one desire that says, hey, we want to improve as a nation, we want to improve as a country, and we want to create better things for our people. And I think that's the key difference between us when you look at a place like Europe.
Yeah, the bias in that scenario usually comes from a perception in the West. Like, to put it quite bluntly, in the West, the government is inefficient, the private sector is efficient.
Well, the politicians are bought, and
Exactly.
and there's different parties.
Lobbying
with
wins everything.
Lobbying wins
Exactly.
everything. A lot of the time, if the government handles something, the government itself is more concerned about winning the next election cycle, providing for its interest groups and what have you. So the government is inefficient. The private sector is efficient. Here, when people come with that bias, they understand after spending time in the region here has an advantage that the government is committed and it has a vision and it has the patience to see that through to a long period.
Yes.
And the will.
And the will to see that through.
We talked about this, I think, a couple of episodes ago. I don't know if it was on the podcast or off the podcast. I know the biggest achievements that ever happened to mankind was backed by governments. It wasn't just invented out of somewhere else. Because there's only governments are willing to take on that burden and that risk.
The risk. Thank you.
The example like I would use that's recent, you have Burj Khalifa and the Palm Jumeirah. Those two things, I've known people who worked in the consultants, what have you. They told me, like, back in the day, those things were treated with a lot of skepticism. Like, nobody in the foreign consultancy world thought those things would ever see the light of day. And lo and behold, here we are.
No, and they didn't think it would be a good idea either.
Yes. Like, what do you mean you're going to make an island the shape of a palm tree? How are you going to make that work? And lo and behold, they made that work because they had the vision, the patience, and the foresight to see it through.
And look at it now, one of the highest,
the most premium piece of real estate on the planet.
Exactly.
So
amazing.
Yeah.
أحلام عصر.
أحلام عصر, alhamdulillah, man. Alhamdulillah that you live in a time and a place where you can actually get to experience. Like, guys, the amount of things that we've experienced in the past 5 years in our lifetimes were things we never dreamed of. Having a WWE here, having a World Cup here, like having Formula Race here. Like, these are things we didn't even imagine, honestly. I didn't, at least.
Metallica coming to my hometown. الحالة بالنسبة لي.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Speaking of أحلام عصر, Ntitled released.
I gotta give you that one.
Shout out to Ntitled and Wall G's on the latest.
Shout out to the homie for transitioning like a king on this episode. Okay.
The boys released a great EP, 5 tracks. The production on this is just beautiful.
First of all, let's say finally this has dropped.
Yes, finally.
Because we've been hearing this for a year now, literally again and again and again. And we've loved this album. Like,
every time Ntitled drops, we know we're closest to the new thing.
And like, at this point, I'm like, okay, backlog out, alhamdulillah.
I always loved Wall G's and Ntitled together. Ever
They're
since
great
Moyo's
combination.
It.
Yeah.
Amazing combination.
They really work well
Ntitled
together.
production is wild. Shout out to also Khayat and B Element. They also did some work on the album. But
honestly, again, if anything, Ntitled, you are a genius. The production mastery that you have exhibited, that you continuously exhibit time and time again. I was blown away by how much I enjoyed listening to this album on my car. And I say this because I've listened to this album previously a lot of times at his home, on his speakers, where it's still undone, it was still unfinished, still unmixed. But listening to it now as a final product, as a final version, wow, man, wow. Generally, wow.
I love that.
It's just, once again, it's a soundscape. Turks, you will enjoy this.
I haven't gone through it.
I
yet.
love the fact
excited.
that both of them did not even. They made it for themselves. This is not I want to make this song so I can grab your attention and for me to make you like do whatever. For a long time with the shift between what happened during Drake's era and moving into what Kendrick's era is bringing us.
Once the party died.
Yeah, the thing like during Drake's time. After Lil Wayne, when all the Lils happened, and then Drake was coming up and everything, we went into this whole Instagram caption lyrics. We just want one bar that we always keep repeating, or that one hook that we keep, and like we never cared about the lyrics. But with lyricism now, you're looking at how everyone is shifting, how everyone cares about lyricism. We're watching Doechii be amazing. We're watching I think the West did a crazy album.
We're dissecting Kendrick every single line and every single bar.
Willingly, because we know there's so much depth into it. And doing what you want to do. This is one of those albums. We want to make this for ourselves. It wasn't like, let's make this for everybody so everybody can hear it, everybody can vibe to it. No. We're just making good music that we like. And it's one of those things that I really love. Like, for example, the first one, Batatin in Tomorrowland. Like, the beginning of it. Hold on.
Oh, the transition.
I'm going to get to the transition. The fact that both of them just don't care and they just want to flow how they flow. And also, let me go back to it.
And they're individually unique. I love that, how different they are.
I don't think a lot of these rappers here can get on Ntitled's beats. Ntitled's difficult.
I agree.
I remember this.
عصب لو انت مين انت الوضع مباشر وابليسه وبينهم يجاكر تحرص الدقة بتجيبك من ثوبك افيدك لا تجيني مذاكر والوضع بدق عليه باكر والوضع بدق عليه يقولوا معي ترى في بالي افيدك ترى في بالي ابيدك ما تفرق معي فنجانك لو خالي ازيدك لو انه غالي بجيب لك قولوا معي ترى في بالها حبيبها ترى في بالها حديثها لو انت بدالي عزيز
I'm not playing the whole.
Yo.
I know where I'm jumping. I know where I'm jumping to.
عصب لو انت مين ولو فمك خير كان عرض ما كثر على خبر
I love when he doesn't care.
طايح بالبو هذا الخضر عمان بول ماما ارسم ما يشوفون زي
I'm jumping.
تقع من فوق لانك مهتزه وارسه اغسيه افانتكم الظاهر شديده سو حفصل منهم واي فاي
This is the same track, by the way.
No way.
Yes.
No fucking way.
ما ادري اشوفك تعال خليك وراي شايفه انا اللذات بعرفه طابزه
والجيز
حافظه ويومي جاري شايف الناس تفرقه ما اظن بتفرق يا وداير مردود قاعد موجود داونتين كاشي ماشي يومي قد شغاشي 6 نجوم فوق ساكننا زي سي جي تمور لاند تلاقى هناك بس وين الدي جي ماسكة ايدي كمر ازتني كمر مرة ازتني
This is Ntitled production.
كمرة ازتني كمرة عزيز
كمر ازتني كمرة عزيز
Go.
Listen.
ازتني كمرة عزيز كمرة ازتني كمرة عزيز
كمرة ازتني كمرة عزيز
Look at the sound. Look at the build up. Wait for the drop.
كمرة عزيز كمرة
ازتني كمرة عزيز كلهم ما
جاي تاني
كلهم ما جاي تاني كلهم ما جاي تاني كلمهم وريهم كلهم ما جاي تاني
كلهم ما جاي تاني
Hey.
وريهم ما جاي تاني
This kid is crazy.
Bro, crazy. And the bars, bro. The bars. Sit in Job, can you see Jay? Left him.
This is
Love this.
He's
I
amazing.
fucking love
He's amazing. He's
Artistry.
amazing.
Honestly, artistry. Bravo.
I also love the second track, Malazim.
I loved how each track was individually its own creation. Like the album, and again, this goes back to Entitled. Can you just pause that for a second?
I can't pause on this so great. I love this track so much.
See that?
انتك وريتك ما لازم تحت الكوبري بدون شباشب تحت القبة وانا الراسم تحت السما فوق القاسم ما جيتك لحظة انت اللي جيتي كم مرة زدني ولا نسيتي يا خليها لا لا لازم ناقش عارف بس عقابي
Love this so much, bro.
الساير انت عيونك طاشة النابح انت اسود زي طاشة العين في اخوي والعين مكتوبة
They fit each other so fucking well.
Yeah, like a glove.
Yes.
ستانك احمر وبتغيري في علاقاتك وصيدك
And it's rare that you find that.
وصفار في الديلي
Do you know what I noticed when I played this in the car? Because I had so many speakers? Ntitled's humming in the background.
ما لازم لم تكن ريتك ما لازم اخ ما لازم
By the way, go and play this. We're not doing it justice playing it on a podcast.
And no, exactly. You need to hear this through proper like
Speakers.
Speakers, yeah. Like you need to hear the music as it comes to you from the source.
It's lossless audio, by the way.
Yeah.
Listen to Ntitled in the background.
السما فوق القاسم
I wish I had more Ntitled on this. Listen to this.
لم تكن ريتك ما لازم تحت الكوبري بدون شباشب
I was like, is Ntitled humming?
وانا الراسم تحت السما فوق القاسم
ما بعد الدهر قطعوا كم منكم انقاسم خلوا الطق والدق ينفعوا حلك حق ونحقق معه جبته زي الكلب يعو حبل الكلب انت تطولوا احفظ بيرو عبدلو احفظ بيرو عبدلو ما طاعك الدهر قطعوا كم منكم انقاسم خلوا الطق والدق ينفعوا حلك حق ونحقق معه جبته زي الكلب
I love this, bro.
Dude.
Entitled. I love this man. I love this man. This man is one of the greatest fucking producers I've seen in my entire
Hey,
fucking
man.
life.
And once again, honestly,
He's so fucking gifted, mashallah.
Savant.
the fact that the album flowed into each other, the fact that it just sounded seamless, and yet each track was individually crafted. Like each track is a different track than the one that came before. It's a different sound, it's a different message. It's just like, but it flows. It's connected. That's the crazy part for me. Honestly.
I gotta go through it every time this guy drops. It's just I expect to be blown away.
He's so good.
Marra.
Honestly, love,
He's
bro.
extremely,
Love.
extremely
Congratulations to both.
Congrats to Willow G's and Entitled. Amazing fucking
and Wild
project.
G's. Thank you guys
Really
for some good music.
Amazing.
Call has been forwarded to
Like, he didn't answer me.
Yeah.
I've been calling Entitled.
Yeah.
He has no ringtone, so we don't know if it's ringing or
I
not.
was like, she's standing like he's standing shit.
Oh my god! Shout out to the boys. Project's called Ahlam Al Asr. It's written in English Arabic with the numbers, so I need to figure it out.
So search Entitled.
Ntitled
Or-
and Walgz WALGZ.
Yeah.
Beautiful fucking project. I love these guys. I wish to see more of them. I can't wait to see more of them. To be honest, I can't wait to hear more music. I'm so in love with this project.
Homegrown talent, honestly. Homegrown talent, homegrown genius, homegrown artist.
Saudi and the Sudanese creating fucking magic. Entitled's production is still wild on this. I can't get over how good it is. I really can't.
I'm still going through the album. I need to go through it a couple more times.
All right, before we bounce, MDLBeast, how was it?
MDLBeast.
All right, thank you for joining us.
So I was the only.
You're the only person.
I'm the only Kepsa boy that
Yes.
that enjoyed MDLBeast this year.
My knees can't take it.
How was it? I mean, I feel like a MDLBeast veteran at this point, honestly. And the reason I say that is because
Soundstorm, by the way, it's not MDLBeast. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
And the reason I say that is because I ended up going with my brother, and it was his first time there. And honestly, it was nice just to see how excited and blown away he was. Like I forgot the feeling because halas, it's part of our schedule at this point. December comes along, MDLBeast is going to be there, XP is going to be there.
Soundstorm.
Yeah, I was super happy to see Eminem. I think I've always wanted to see Eminem. Like he's one of my favorite artists, honestly.
Packed house.
It was a packed house for Eminem, definitely. The performance, the upgrades that they had on the stages, I appreciated and I loved. They really stepped up the production value game this year in terms of like all of the stages. The layout was almost the same, yes, but the main stage they added like this. They added a lot of elements to the main stage that made it look a lot better. In terms of the flow and the organization, my experience was great. I didn't have any issues at all. I only ended up going on Thursday and Saturday. I ended up going on Friday. But honestly, I was left wanting for more acts. I'm not gonna lie about that. You know, I really was looking forward to seeing Tyler. It's really unfortunate that he canceled. But he was one of those acts that I really wanted to see live, right? And then when I looked at the schedule again this year, it didn't excite me like it did before. Maybe that's just a me thing, you know. The Roots was a great addition to it. I didn't catch the Roots.
were there?
Yeah.
The Roots were there on
didn't know
Saturday
that.
early. Yeah, I didn't catch those. I caught Thames. Thames was great as well. They're doing this thing. I think they're leaning into it more now, where there's more diversity in the sounds, right? So if you want Arabic, في Hadj Abdullah, في Majid Muhandis, في Modi Shamrani.
This was it from day one.
No,
What are you
but
talking about?
yeah, but for example, the addition of Thames, the addition of the Roots, like these are sounds, you know, that maybe were not as well represented before Afro House. And
I don't think it was not well represented. I think it was all scheduling and timing.
yeah.
Because MDLBeast always tries to get as many people as possible, and we give you so many events.
I'm not gonna lie, I was disappointed by the fact that some of the acts were canceled on the first day because of scheduling and timing. I went early to see the homie Shaolin. You know, unfortunately his set was canceled. JID also was canceled as well. But again, it's a big festival. I guess, you know, stuff happens. You know, things happen out of control.
Why are you giving them excuses?
At the same time,
answer for themselves.
at the same time, honestly,
Someone's got to get phone call.
at the same time, yes, there were some nice additions. It had some smaller stages that were sponsored by some brands. There was the Pepsi stage. It's not called the Pepsi stage, but it felt like a Pepsi stage, right?
It looked like a Pepsi
It
logo was
looked like
there.
a Pepsi stage, you know? So there were some additions to it, but personally, it just didn't feel like anything new, honestly. And I think that's the thing that I was disappointed by. As someone who really appreciates Soundstorm, as someone who really enjoyed a lot of the different Soundstorms over the years, I was left wanting more. I think that was the feeling that I had. So
interesting.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie, I did enjoy it. I did go again on Saturday. I caught.
Would you like it to be a 2-day thing? Do you think it'd be much better if it was a 2-day thing?
I mean, it's exhausting when it's a 3-day thing. Honestly, like Saturdays are always not easy. That's why I skipped Friday this year. I'm like, okay, I'm doing
because Saturdays.
because I
an idiot.
No, because Fridays are usually much more crowded, right? I'm like, yo, I don't have the energy to go through that, like the zahma wal mawaqif. I'm gonna go on Saturday. It's gonna be much lighter, and it really was. Saturday had some good DJs. I enjoyed the Pausa, Marco Corolla.
Someone told me on Saturday it was very empty. I told them the area is so big. If there was 100,000 people, it still look empty.
No, it did look empty. I'm not gonna lie, it did look compared to Thursday.
Yeah, but how big is the ground though?
It's huge.
Exactly.
It's
so
huge.
If you had 100,000 people, it would look like it was empty.
And there was so much, and there's also so much to see. Like they still have the acts, you know,
the tents underground,
the performers, you know, that walk around. The underground, it's bigger now. There's more stages. So, shoof.
Underground and the Big Beast are the two main highlights.
Shoof, Downbeast is a great stage. You know, like the way it's set up, it's huge. There's places for people to sit. You know, the acts like Thames and Downbeast was great. There was so much good energy there.
Yeah, but it's like being the festival that it is. I enjoy that it's very huge. I enjoy that there's so much to do that you want to come back the next day and do more.
Shoof, it's nice.
I love that about it.
It is nice, but the part of it, it's.
I'm not saying I'm the person for it. I'm not. Yeah, I am not the person for it.
Because it's too much. For some people, it's too much.
I like that. I like the fact that there's so many options.
It's nice to have options.
Yes, exactly.
It's nice to have options, but sometimes it gets. Yeah, exactly. But sometimes it gets to a point where like, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know where I want to go. There's too much going on right now. You know, I'm just gonna go sit over there. You know,
I'd argue. I think, and I would like to see more options there. Like I get the options that they have already with the stages, but I'd like
would you want?
Experiences.
Okay, give me an example.
Give me something different. Give me something that's not just like a stage with.
Could I give you my opinion on the experiences part? How are you gonna create experience for 200,000 people at one time?
Yeah. True.
And if you make it something small where 5 or 6 people can experience it at the same time, how long of a line is it going to be behind?
Mass bungee jumping. It's just go ahead. I don't know.
I'll give you an example of an experience, right? So Pepsi had this area set up where there was a stage. I think it was called
the Pepsi Max stage.
No, it wasn't. It was called the Boom Box. It might be the playground. I'm not sure. But it was set up in a way where they had these seating arrangements that were all lit up in a neon, like lighty fashion, right? And it was super Instagrammable.
That's nice. That's not an experience, but that's nice.
But it was, right? Because you saw a lot of people go there just to say, hey, this is cool. I want to hang out here. This is a nice place for me to take a picture. There's a stage, there's music. Great. I'll spend more time here.
The music and the vibe is the experience, right? True. If you go to it every single year, of course you're going to demand more.
Yeah,
because you're used to it.
Because I have,
yes, I have. It's great for you to feel like you want more. It's actually good for the industry also. But I'm not gonna say any buts because
more music. Give me
I don't want to get another phone call.
A team lab kind of experience in the middle of MDLBeast,
just in the middle of
Soundstorm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
fair.
Again,
give me something I can go through. Or
how are you gonna do it for 200,000 people? It goes back to the same question.
Scale is always going to be a challenge.
Yes.
Yeah, scale is always
going
to be a challenge. And operations.
At a time when everyone's trying to cut down on costs, y'all are asking, yo, can we get more costs, y'all?
Yeah.
Truth, honestly,
exactly.
I wouldn't mind if it was less stages.
Amazing. Shout out to MDLBeast. Shout out to everybody. It was amazing work. Everything about it is amazing. Listen.
I had a great time.
I also had a great time. I think he is on speaker. Are you on speaker or not? Oh, my bad. Hold on. Let me put him on speaker.
Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, first off, you're live on the podcast. I want to say that.
هلا والله
هلا والله
مساء الخير
I just heard him skip.
كيف الحال Mr. Ntitled?
والله الحمد لله اشرف.
By the way, love the fucking project by the way.
Congratulations first of all. Thank you for finally dropping
ما
this.
طفشتوا منا سنتين وهن نسمعنا.
No bro, it sounds better.
It sounds amazing. It sounds actually better than last time I heard it in your house. Maybe because this time I'm outside we're listening to it.
Yeah, bro. لما تسمع بالحال it's different, bro.
No, it's amazing.
تسمع عندي تحس اني قاعد اسمعك وتستنى استنى رياكشن منك.
He's like staring at you, you know.
Just staring at me. Do something, you know. Well, anyway, my guy, just wanted to give you some love and tell you this is an amazing fucking project. We love you. We appreciate you.
Thank you for blessing us with new music.
Release all the things that you've been hiding.
Yeah. ترك معكم.
هذا جنبي.
لسه ما لعبت.
هو
لسه والله لسه ما لعبت بس قاعد افكر انزلها.
برو يلا مشينا.
I'm here to talk about music.
Subject, bro. Different subject.
Priorities.
Bro, let's play.
Let's go.
Anyway, حبيبي, you want anything?
سلامتكم.
يلا, we love you, bro. See you soon.
Much love, homie.
Peace.
Peace.
اسمعوا. Y'all want to talk about Marvel? Then fuck y'all.
You can see him just looking like much love.
Anyways,
No, قفل, man.
anyway, shout out to our tens and listeners, our tens and we appreciate it. We love y'all. Thank y'all for being here. We appreciate y'all. We out. MDLBeast was amazing. We'll see y'all next year. Peace.
I love you, boys.
Gang.